Welcome to forever, man. Let's go. Come on. This forever. No surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. Go. And there will be no surrender. Now allow me to reintroduce myself, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. Yeah. Come on, here we go. You know that this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever.
Welcome everybody, welcome Joey. Listen, if you're watching live, we're so excited to be here with you today. We've got something a little bit different for you today, I think. And of course, we're going to be talking about Bob Proctor and his Born Rich remastered seminar, and the links are in the description. And we would encourage you to download that link and to follow along with us, right? Because, this is obviously a personal development program with a lifestyle and business plan attached. And of course, this course, both Joey and I have both gone through this, studied it quite a bit. And it really can make a difference in your life. And that's what it's about. It's about making a difference in your own life. And I would ask you, when was the last time you gave yourself 60 minutes a day to work on yourself? Because you are your own business. When did you last take care of your own business? I'm not talking about the job that you do. I'm not talking about the business maybe that you run. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about your business, the business of your mind, and how you get what you want out of life just by, creating a vision, and then, doing things that are going to move you towards that goal, that outcome, whatever it is you want. So look, I'm excited to be here with you. I just want to get this right. Hold on. I just want to get this over. And, look, what we're on is we're on episode 18, Born Rich. That's what we're doing. So, God, can you believe it, Joey? We're 18 episodes in. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning, good evening. Good morning to you. Good evening here in Australia. So happy, Mike. Always looking forward for our episode. And like you said, I couldn't believe in myself too that we're coming along. Still remember when we decided to go to jump in and do this one together. Allow us to hold each other accountable. And at first the journey, we were thinking how we're gonna do this, but we just let it go and let nature and universe and God, carry us along, and I just couldn't believe it myself too, that 18 episode.
Yeah, do you know, Joey, I was following you on Facebook and you inspired me the other day, with that phrase, let go and let God. So I was inspired by that. Keep up the good work. You're doing amazing. You're inspiring, hundreds of people. I'm certain of it, if not thousands of people. You're making a difference for in people's lives. And that's what we're here to do, right? So don't forget, like, subscribe, share. And of course, if you've got any comments or you want to ask any questions, put them in the comments. And if you're watching on the replay, I just want to say hi. Don't forget, reach out, get in touch, say hello. But look, we're going to be going through that Born Rich, and it's probably going to take us quite a few episodes, to get through it. I'm going to share my screen, Joey, just so that, people at home can take a look and see what it is that we're looking at. And we're going to, have maybe a few conversations around it. We'll play little parts of it, and we can discuss those. And again, put your comments in the description, or put your comments in the comment box, right? So we know what you're talking about, and we'll be happy to answer any questions as we go along. Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm an expert in me, right? I know me better than anybody else, right? Just like you know you better than anybody else. But Joe, obviously you've worked with Bob, right? Before he passed away. So, share your experience with that.
First of all, I welcome each and every one of you that joining or watch the replay. Me and myself and Mike are here to help because when we found something, we found our great mentor Bob Proctor and the resource, and we're just excited, and we just can't help ourselves but to share that. And thank God for the technology, the YouTube, those information where have a price for it. People pay money to have that information, but because of the technology, and it's all about a lot of people, they don't know, but because people like yourself and myself, Mike, and myself, Mike, we found this information, and we know where the people, if they need to look at this information like this, where the resource is. And that's why we here we want to share that with the people, and it's free. And a lot of things, when I joined to get this information, it was not free for me. I have to pay the price, but because I have the burning desire that I want to learn about myself, learn about my mind, how it's operate, learn about how I can develop to become better, become more open to become do and have more in life. That's why I pay the price. I pay the check. I cut the check. Some people call cut the check. I make the decision that I want to pay. It doesn't matter about the cost, because I knew it will transform my life through the information from Bob. And you and I were lucky to be part of Bob community, and I was a student of Bob last year before he passed away, and God bless him. And I think his legacy will live on through you and myself. And that's the powerful things about it. And we do this because everybody want to live, everybody want to be loved, everyone want to learn in life, and also everyone want to leave a legacy. And I think you and myself want to leave a legacy, journey down on the track. And we hope that this conversation that we have is recording, and one day someone will click on it and remember us for doing this. And I'm
Absolutely, Joe. You're 100% right. There's no doubt that people, are gonna find, what we're doing, and it's going to meet them exactly where they're at, and there's no doubt that it's going to make a difference for people. But that difference starts with that person, maybe you, whoever it is. If you're watching right now or you're watching on the replay, you're probably in a position where you're looking for something better. You want to do something. Now, we're tying all of this in to, the concept of the 16-week challenge, the IsaBody challenge. And that's really about looking and feeling the best that you felt in a decade. Looking better, feeling better, eating better, moving better. And of course, attached to that, doing better. And we want that for you. We want it for ourselves. That's why Joey and I are doing this. We're on that journey. I see Joey, posting, working out, like going crazy, working out. He's got it on, like fast forward speed. It's incredible. How's your knee, by the way? Is your knee feeling better? You did your ligaments there.
I'm telling you, collagen fixed me up. And I have to be grateful for Isagenix, and their product is a life-changing product. And I remember when I first started with Isagenix in our community, I always encourage to take the product and believe in the product, believe in the company. Their mission is to help release people from the financial and the physical burden in life. They can live better, feel better, move better, and eat better. And you got it, right on. Is no limit. There's no limit. It will transform your life. And I have to be. I am the product of the product, because 2 weeks ago I hurt my knee from playing combat sport, involving activity with the army. And I feel better. I'm getting better, and I'm going back. I went back last week and start exercising to get back to my normal routine. And I have to take my gratitude to the product, because collagen, it's not only make my skin grow, my wife skin grow, but I believe my joint is just healed by itself. And with the health of the product, it's life changing, and I feel great. My knees feel great, and I'm so excited to get back to and do my physical activity to stay down for some.
Amazing. Well, look, I'm ready to get into this, Joe. We're sharing the screen here. You were born rich. This is the full seminar. I would encourage anybody to watch this. We'll play a little intro. It's only 30 seconds long, so you can get a sense of it. Now, the link is in the description, so you can just kind of click on that link, and that's going to bring you to this page where you can get started straight away. And I would encourage you to take time out for yourself and to listen to it. Don't just listen to it. You have to apply it. Right? You really have to think about it, make some notes, the beautiful thing about this is that you're not turning up to a seminar, where you're watching it live and you're just watching it once, maybe you're not going to be able to take it all in one time. You can pause this, rewind it, and listen to it again as many times as you want. This seminar now, obviously the seminar was maybe filmed in the late 70s, early 80s, right? So yeah, they might look a little bit strange, their haircuts are a little bit funny or whatever else. It doesn't really matter, right? The content is amazing. You're going to love it, okay? Now, don't forget, you can download your Freedom, Health and Lifestyle goal sheet. Again, the link is in the description. So when we're talking about how we want to look and how we feel, getting in the best shape that we've been in a decade, we really want to make a note of where we are to begin with. It's important to know where you are if you want to know where you're going to get to. Just like a map. When you set a destination on your sat nav, you already know where you're starting from. So you know how to get there. This is just a roadmap, right? So we've got this Freedom, Health and Lifestyle goal sheet. Freedom is about being free, just as Joey said, free from physical and financial pain. Okay, and of course health. Good physical health, good mental health, not just about positive thinking, it's also about positive feeling. Those two things mixed together to help you look and feel the best you've felt in a decade. And of course, lifestyle, lifestyle filled with purpose, helping other people to do the same. And that's why Joey and I are here. So download your goal sheet, fill it out, and of course, you can then send that in. You can send it to Joey. And of course, Joey's email is running across the bottom of the screen right now. Or of course, you can send it in to me at Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. So look, just get in touch, reach out. If you're sitting on the fence and you're not ready, I would say start before you're ready. Do you know what I mean? Look, these 16 weeks, they're going to go by anyway. You might as well do something with your time. Why not work on you? Why not make your business one of the most important things that you can work on over the next 16 weeks? Your business, you are your own business, So you might be saying, Mike, mind your own business. Yeah, mind your own business. Yeah, you got it. When was the last time you minded your own business? You've got to mind your business, okay? Mind, be in the mind, right? So download your Freedom, Health and Lifestyle goal sheet, fill it out, email it into either Joe or myself. And of course, we're here to help you get to where you want to be, wherever that is that you want to be. And we're excited to work with you. We really are, So look, are you ready? I'm ready. Joe.
I'm ready.
Let's have a look at this. Okay. So let me see, how do I get rid of this? Remove. And I want to add this. Okay. So I'm going to go full screen here, Joe, right? Just for a second. So obviously we've got You Were Born Rich full seminar remastered, right? I'm just going to play this 30-second intro. Oh, we're going to have to... Got no sound, but let's get rid of the ad first.
Millions of people have earned millions of dollars watching my Born Rich seminar. It's phenomenal. I made it a long time ago, but you can now have it free. Watch it, study it, lock into the information. It's transformed my life. It helps me live the good life. You can as well. It's yours free. Born Rich. Watch it.
So it's moved straight into the next the next sequence. You can see here, look, You Were Born Rich, part 1, remastered. And, I'm going to skip. You can see I've already started watching some of this, Joe, right? But I was watching it all week. Were you watching it too?
Yes. All day. Yeah. Today, I was so happy and grateful that you start this, Mike, and I was able to go back and re-listen, relearn, and it's helped my energy. It's remind me how powerful the energy that we have, that we were born with. A lot of people, when they hear about the program You Were Born Rich, or they were laughing and they think, oh, because you meant to be born rich. I know you were born on a rich family, but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's this program. It's like Bob said. If you listen to it, you study, you repeat it, you apply it to your life, it will transform your life. And that's the same thing that happened. A lot of people look at myself. I come a long way, and I believe it's the same with you, Mike. Because it's all start from the mind, and it's very, very powerful, because that's why a lot of people, they do something in life and they give up and just go back and do the same thing that they used to, the conformity, do the same thing they were programmed when they grow up and see their parents and their environment doing. But because we make a decision to transform our life, and we were looking for the resource, the tools, the community, the mentor to help us, to guide us, to hold our hand with the powerful information that they experience, that they learn, invest, and study, and they want to pass it on to the next generation. And you and I come along, and we were so excited. And that's why when we found out this information and we study and apply to ourselves, it's not only transform our life, but the people around us, our inner circle, our community, they see the change. They might be thinking, wow, how come Joey so changed? How come Joey so full of energy? They have no idea. It's all start here. And you and I will make that decision, committed decision, that we go all in and study this. And we're going to apply that. And whoever will come in contact with us, we're going to leave an impression of increase. We're going to pay it forward from our master, from our mentor, Bob Proctor.
Absolutely, Joe. It's totally true. And it is about growth. And that growth starts first with a thought, and then following through on that thought with a committed decision, and then the persistence to stick at it until you get it. You talked about focus last week, and how it's about staying on focus until you achieve that outcome that you want. So when we tie that back to looking better, feeling better, eating better, moving better, doing better, all of these things, the 16-week challenge, being accountable, having a clear vision in your mind of how you want to look and feel. We want to tie that to an event that might be coming up, maybe around Christmas, maybe over New Year or something like this. The truth is, you can absolutely do this. We've got a great system, a system that works every time. But when Joey was talking about, you were born rich, he's absolutely right. It's not about money. It's about that limitless potential that's inside of you, and you have to be able to tap into that. And as Joey said, it's about, getting your thinking straight, So listen, I'm excited. So look, I took a couple of clips. Let me see if I can add this to the screen. Here we go. So I'm going to play this first clip. And it's, I titled it, Prison Mind, right? So let's have a listen to this.
Way down deep inside of you is a dream. And every now and then that dream floats to the surface of your conscious mind. And when it does, you quickly push it out and you say, I can't do that. Now, the truth is you can, you just don't know how. And if you can get that straight in your mind, I'm going to tell you, you busted out. Now, Vernon Howard one time pointed out in a magnificent book, Mystic Path to Cosmic Power, you cannot escape from a prison if you don't know you're in one. You cannot escape from a prison if you don't know you're in one. Way down deep inside.
All right, Joe. So what are your thoughts on that?
I was smiling because, like I said to you, I'm so happy that you come up with this idea that we have to do this revisit this resource, this material, and share with the public. Because, when I listen to Bob saying that you can't escape from a prison if you don't know you're already in one. and it's so, it's so resonate with me. I want to get out of, of the old way. I want to break away from my old paradigm. Paradigm is the program that you've been born with, program with through your childhood, your parents, your sibling, your school, college, and every pathway you went through. That's the environment that form and shape your life, if because you mold into, if you don't be careful. But because when we have the awareness, and I like Bob said, if you wanna break away from something, if for example from a prison, you can't escape until you have the awareness that you already in that, that prison. And it's same with me. I wanna live a more impact life, and I can't live my own. I can't get there or achieve that until I realize my current impact that I have. And Bob used to encourage it. Your current situation can't dictate your future. You can change it. You can change your future. You can change your result when you have the awareness through changing, educating, and learning, and teach what you learn and apply that to your life. And it's so powerful, and I'm so happy. Today I just can't stop smiling every time I listen to this remaster of Bob teaching, and I'm so grateful. God bless him.
To be honest, Joey, it is brilliant. And obviously, Bob is joined by John Canary, and John Canary is a funny guy. And to be honest, there's a clip where he's talking, where I don't know whether you've seen it already. You probably have seen it, but he's saying about the guy who was asked to give a keynote speech about sex, and then when he went home and told his wife, listen, if you want to know the outcome of that, you need to download this. You need to go to the link in the description and just click on the link and join in, right? Join in, because it's really fun, so I think you're going to enjoy it. I think I'm going to watch that clip again right now, right? Just so that anybody, just to get a little bit more flavor of it. Okay. So it's only 30 seconds, this clip. So look, you're not going to get bored of it.
Way down deep inside of you is a dream. And every now and then that dream floats to the surface of your conscious mind. And when it does, you quickly push it out and you say, I can't do that. Now, the truth is you can, you just don't know how. And if you can get that straight in your mind, I'm going to tell you, you busted out. Now, Vernon Howard one time pointed out in a magnificent book, Mystic Path to Cosmic Power, you cannot escape from a prison if you don't know you're in one. You cannot escape from a prison if you don't know you're in one.
Joey, it's just brilliant, really, because, and look, if you're watching this on the replay, you're watching right now, obviously don't go there now, but just download the link in the description. There's some real value in this, because that conversation it goes on to, to give more kind of descriptions on what you can do. But once you realize where you are, once you realize, that you're controlled by your thoughts, and a lot of your thoughts are habits. They're thoughts that are habits. And some of these thoughts that you have, they're not even your authentic thoughts. They're thoughts that have been given to you at an earlier date. Or maybe, and of course, maybe you had an experience at some time and it was maybe a triggering event, maybe it gave you emotions and everything else. That event might have happened 20 or 30 years ago, if you're that old, but as you think about that experience, maybe it gets maybe a little bit exaggerated over time and different things like this. And this is going to bring me absolutely, because this is really, really important, because, when you think about that, you think about something, you mix it with that emotion and everything else. And then the story becomes an unbelievable story. It didn't really happen that way. I went fishing and I caught a fish. It was that, and it was like this big, and then 10 years later, this fish is like this big. And then it's this big. And then it's this big. And oh my God, this fish was huge that I caught. Do you know what I mean? But it might have only been a tiny little fish that big. But you tell the story often enough and it just gets exaggerated and blown out of control and everything else. So that can happen with good things and bad things, mainly bad things, that these things happen to us. But look, I'm going to go to the next clip, Joe. And this clip, let me just close this. I'm sure you can see it. Let me see. And this clip is the secret. Now, I love this little clip. It's a minute long. And, it's about telling a story. I think it's about telling a story to yourself, right? Now, if you're not doing this, you should definitely do this. But listen, let's just listen to this, Joe, and then I want to hear
I died. Now, I did find
your comments on it. All right?
I died. Now, I did find the secret. It was in 100 different places in the book, and it was simply sit down, decide what you want, write it on a card, carry the card in your pocket, and read it as often as possible every day. Now, keep in mind, I was earning $4,000. I owed $6,000. I was sitting in a fire hall at the time, and I wrote on the card that I was going to have in my possession by New Year's Day of 1970, $25,000. Now, I wrote that on the card in 1960. The idea of having $25,000, it was sort of a fantasy. I don't think there was $25,000 in the whole fire hall at the time. Now, I wrote that in the card in 1960. Keep in mind, I gave myself a decade to pull this deal off. I really didn't believe it was going to happen. But I found out a couple of things. I found if you write a lie on a card and you read it often enough, you're going to start to believe it. And William James, back around the turn of the century, he said, believe, and your belief will actually create the fact.
Well, what do you make to that, Joe?
I really, really like how Bob, shared the secret, and he said it's very simple.
Now, what book is he talking about, first of all?
Oh, he was. I think he was talking about
Think and Grow Rich.
Say it again.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich. And he was mentioning something about, think about what you want, write it down on a card, and you carry with you every day. Look at it every day. Every now and then, just repeat it to yourself. And like he said, if you write down a lie on a card and carry with you and keep reminding yourself, keep looking at it, unfortunately, it will turn into something. So that lie will come. I think what Bob tried to reveal to us is we can create anything in our mind if we really, really want it through belief, because belief is the motivation that will keep us, dreaming, believing that one day that thing will like a picture in our mind will unfortunately one day you get it, and that's the result.
I want to see if I could open that in a new clip, but I don't think. Oh no! Look, this has actually brought me to the actual video, this part of the video, and I wanted to play a little bit more of this because this is Bob's story, right? Bob was obviously working in as a firefighter. In Canada, and he goes on to say that he said it in that video. He was earning $4,000 a year. He owed $6,000. But listen to the rest of his story. And look, I'm going to encourage you. You've got to download this and just join in. And leave some comments. We want to know this because this stuff can really help you.
Well, I did what he suggested. I read this card every day. I'd carry it around and I'd just keep reading it. And one day, one of the guys in the fire hall got a hold of it and they pulled the card away and they passed it all around. Everybody started to laugh. Proctor's going to get rich. I had a chap in a seminar the other day that he said the same thing had happened to him. He was in a seminar and he got one of these gold cards and they passed it around at work and he said, everybody laughed at me, but he said, I'm winning. Now, I didn't read the card in front of anyone any longer, but I kept reading it. I'd go to the bathroom and I'd sit in the toilet and lock the door and I'd read the card. Or I'd be driving down the street and I'd come to a traffic light and I'd haul the card out and I'd read it. Now, something very funny happened to me. 1 year later, I was earning $175,000 a year. Now, that's an enormous change, and it went well beyond $1 million in a year.
The magic is in writing it down, Joey, is it?
Yeah.
And reading it often. Like I honest to God believe that. I honest to God believe that if you write something down and you read it over again, but I don't think it's important. I don't think it's just about reading it. you've got to believe it. You've got to actually feel it. You've got to think it. You've got to see it. You've got to believe it. You've got to feel it right in here, right in your heart. Know that it's going to be true. You've got to think it like it's already happened, like you already have it, and then the universe kind of conspires against you to give it to you. Now, does that mean that you don't have to take action? No, you do have to take action. There's things that you're going to have to do. We talked last week about having a plan of action, having goals. Bob's talking about here is having a goal, writing down. Now, how do you go from, in a year, how do you go from earning 4,000 to 175,000? How do you do that? He's telling you right now. He's telling you right here how he did it. Like, if you want to know, what you can do to change your life, it's all in here. Do you know what I love best about this? That Bob has got a way of taking some of the most complicated things, and making them so uncomplicated that anybody can understand it. Anybody can understand it. And the secret is right here. So I would encourage you just to, even if you're just going to tune in with us and watch it here.
Now, that was not supposed to happen. See, everything I'd been taught since I was a little boy indicated that if you don't go to school, you can't win. If you don't have business experience, you can't win. I had not gone to school. My second month in high school, they asked me to leave. I'll never forget how happy I was when they made that decision. As I look back, they were probably much happier than I was when they made that decision. But here I was. I was 16. I had very little knowledge. I had absolutely no skills. And at the very best, my attitude was poor. What chance did I have? I really didn't have any. But I didn't know that. And so I just bummed around from job to job, in and out of the Navy, in and out of factories, in and out of bars, mostly in and out of bars, until I was 26. Here I was at 26 when Ray sat down with me. I had very little knowledge, absolutely no skills, and my attitude had not improved greatly. But he introduced me to this idea. And I found that it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. You may not have a colorful background, and maybe you have. You may not have a lot of formal education, and maybe you have. But it really doesn't matter if you've got a goal and you're willing to stick to it and study the laws. You're going to find out that you can win.
It's so good. It's so good. I have my call card here, Mike. I'm sharing this because I think I'm a good student. I every time, it's funny because I follow his teaching. Every time I get hold of my call card, I remember the legend, Bob Proctor, and it's I feel emotional because he changed my life in many ways, with his experience, with his knowledge, with his resource that you and I are shared tonight, and I'm so grateful because it's so true. The difference between successful people and the people who don't success, they have goals.
It's true.
Those people that are success in life, they have goals, and they know where they are going, no matter what the challenge they face in life. I face the challenge. I believe you have your own challenge, but I keep persist because I know I have planting the seed, and I write down my goals in my goal card. 5 years ago, I wrote down few goals in my goal card, and I have to. I'm so happy to share that, not to impress you who are watching, but to impress upon you, that you are watching, because I'm sharing my transformation and also my transformation. 5 years ago, I wrote the goal, and most of the thing that I wrote down, it's happened. It's already, and some of them I almost completed. So, it's very powerful tools, very simple. A lot of people underestimate it.
I was actually talking to a young lady the other day, Joey. She's just got started and we're helping set her up in her own business where she's working for herself, but obviously not by herself. We're teaching her. And I was encouraging her to write down her goals, because obviously we've got the 24-hour checklist to get you all set up and get everything, get you in a position ready where you can start earning multiple sources of income. And then, of course, we've got this 30-day action plan, to get you off to the very fastest start. Because, of course, we all know that success loves speed, right? So we want to do things. We want to do things fast, do things quickly. And of course, I said to her the other day, have you written down your goals? She said, oh, no, I haven't yet. I said, well, look, you really need to get them written down. The magic happens when you write down your goals. And it's true, when you write down your goals and you read them, you change frequency, you change your vibration, especially when you mix that with emotion. You start feeling, you start thinking about it, you start believing that you can achieve it. And she started to giggle. And then she said, about 10 years ago, I wrote down a whole bunch of goals and I achieved every one of them. I said, well, then you already know that this stuff works. You need to write these down. And she immediately got excited. Do you know what I mean? So I'm excited for her, but I'm also excited for anybody here who's watching this. If you're watching now or watching on the replay, just take a moment just to write down your goals, something that you want. It doesn't have to be huge, not something that you've already done, because if you've already done it, it's not a goal. You can do that, but something that you really want. So, I would, if you're thinking about, obviously we want to tie this back into the 16-week challenge and, maybe looking better, feeling better, eating better, moving better, and all of those types of things. Getting rich isn't just about, earning money. Getting rich is about getting rich in health, getting rich in lifestyle, getting rich in how you think. It's about all of those different things. Riches come in different ways. Health is your wealth. What about getting in the best shape that you've been in a decade? To be honest, if you're not moving forward, you're not staying still. You're literally going backwards. You're dying. We need to progress. We need to be progressive and move forward. Like these next 16 weeks, they're going to pass. Why not do something which is going to put you in a better position? Whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, I don't care what it is. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for you. And that's why your goals are important. They're your goals, not somebody else's goals, not what your partner wants you to look like or think like or act like, but how you want to look, think, and act. It's about you. It's not about me. It's about you. So I would encourage you to do whatever it takes. And like Mahalia says, you have to go all in. You can't dip your toe in. You can't, you're not going to get wet by dipping your toe in the pool. You've got to jump in. You've got to literally jump in that pool. And yeah, you're going to be afraid. You're going to be frightened. Maybe you don't know how deep it is. Trust me, we're going to teach you how to swim. That's what our job is. So, we're excited to get you started. And definitely, if you haven't, download the link in the description for the You Were Born Rich full seminar, the remastered seminar. Link is in the description. I think you're going to enjoy it, right? Now, I want to go to another clip, Joe. Even though, look, you should all definitely come back to this. I think Joey and I could just sit here and watch this and not do anything, to be honest, for a couple of hours. But I'm going to find another clip. Let me see. Okay. So
Information in here. Many of us are.
So this might be where you are now, right? You could be, this is where you could be. Now, this clip I titled Comfortable. And I was actually with Heather. I was talking to Heather the other day, Joey, and she was talking about being comfortable. And it just so happened, after I was talking to her, I was driving down the road and I've got this on, playing on YouTube. It's coming through my speakers. And I thought, you know what? I've got to copy this and clip it and send it to Heather because it's exactly what she was talking about. So let me play this and we can have a conversation about it.
Information in here. Many of us are pretty comfortable in our life. We've got a reasonably good income. The mortgage is paid. There's food in the fridge. We've got a nice warm bed to sleep in. And everything seems to be floating along just fine. And a person in that position could very easily think, why would I want to do anything to change this? Well, we have found that if your life is not going in one direction, it absolutely, by law, must be moving in another direction. And Riggs is talking about that here. He said, many of us have established a comfort zone in our lives. We're just coasting along, taking the line of least resistance, just getting by. Now, he said this is a very common and understandable attitude. We've all worked hard to get to where we are, and it may seem a very good place to be. The problem with this is that once we stop reaching, stretching, seeking, and risking, we actually stop growing.
Go on, Joey. I want to hear what you've got to say.
Oh, absolutely amazing, because I shared this with one of my team partnership with from Canada, Sane. And, I remind Sane that word, When you stop reaching, stretching, seeking, and risking, we actually stop growing. And it's so true, Mike, because my journey, my current situation, you know, I have good job, and I have my family, I have a roof on their head, and I'm comfortable. But part of me, inside me, knowing that if I stay in this comfortable, it's only temporary. I need something that it lasts forever with me. And like I share with you, I want to leave a legacy. And I know living in the comfortable zone now, it won't be able to be living a good legacy. I'm some a part of me want to be reaching, stretching, seeking, and taking risk because I want to growing every single day. I don't want to grow today only or this year only and stop growing next year. My goal is I want to grow every single day because I want to make as much impact that I can make while I'm living in this world.
Beautiful, Joe. And of course, Bob, and you'll be familiar with this, Bob's quote of change is inevitable. And of course, it goes on to say that personal growth is a personal decision. And that's the thing about being in the comfort zone. When you're in a comfort zone, your external world changes around you and you have no control over that external world. You only have control over how you respond to those things. And when you're in the comfort zone, decisions can be made for you that can actually harm you. They can move you outside of that comfort zone. People don't want to change. I think, to be honest, that's not true. I think people do want to change. They just don't want change forced upon them. So when you're in that comfort zone, yeah, life's good, everything's nice, but then somebody makes a change for you and you get angry, you get upset by it and everything else, you get reactive to it. It's like, oh my God, yeah, everybody's always after me. Why does it always happen to me? To be honest, you've got to be comfortable outside of your comfort zone. You've got to get comfortable, working on understanding how you think, how you feel. I sometimes joke when I'm talking to people. I would say, look, like I'm a bloke. I don't have any feelings. Do you know what I mean? I'm only joking. Of course, I have feelings. But I don't let my feelings, guide my decision making in a sense of what somebody else does or says to me. If someone says something to me, and maybe they say something hurtful, that hate isn't inside me; it's in them. So I don't have to own that. I don't have to feel bad about that. They carry that with them. But being in the comfort zone, and look, I suppose we're all in a comfort zone all of the time. How do you take a step out of it? You take a step out of it by doing something different, by challenging yourself, by becoming maybe part, by doing something, just by doing something different, changing your habits, changing your routine, maybe wearing some clothes that you wouldn't normally wear. Do you know what I mean? Just making yourself, a little bit more uncomfortable. Talking to a stranger in the supermarket or standing somewhere. Most people are like head down, they don't want to say anything to anybody. Start a conversation with somebody. In fact, I'm working with a girl at the moment, and Megan, obviously, if you don't know Megan's part of the MSI Lifestylers team. Megan Lichtenhagen, former Canadian Olympic gymnast, absolutely phenomenal goal setter and achiever in her own right. And of course, she's competing in a CrossFit competition now next week, which is going to be really exciting for her. I've seen some of her videos where she's probably lifting your weight, Joey, above her head. She's like,
oh yeah, she makes me feel like I need to lift my game.
But anyway, she was coaching with one of our guys, and she was saying do the 10 penny challenge, and they were like, well, what's that? And this girl's quite shy. And she's saying, well, look, put 10 pennies in one pocket, or, and then your goal is to move all 10 of those pennies into the other pocket by the end of the day. And you do that by starting a conversation, by saying hi to somebody, by smiling at somebody. And this is just putting that person outside of their comfort zone, but it's building their confidence. It's curing them. It's erasing fear from them. So look, I don't know what your comfort zone is, and I don't know what it is that you're interested in doing. But, having a good personal image, having good self-esteem, having confidence, we all want better. We all want to be better at something. And, if you're in your comfort zone, it means that you're pretty good at what you're doing, but can you be better? The answer is yes, absolutely. Why wouldn't you want better? Why wouldn't you want what Joey's talking about, to be able to leave a legacy? Where people, when they think about you, they go, oh my God, what a great guy he was. He really went out of his way to do these things. If you're going out of your way to do something, that means you're going outside of your comfort zone. Otherwise, you'd be staying in it. If no one's going to remember you, why would, look, the graveyards are filled, with experience, with dead men with experience. While you're here right now, we've got a chance of life, to reclaim your life. Take back your time, spend some time on yourself. Sit down, watch these, download this, or just click on the link and watch this every day. Spend an hour a day studying this. And don't, for the next week, study part 1. Listen to part 1 over and over and over again. That's what Joey and I have been doing all week, just listening to part 1. Maybe, I don't know if Joey's gone on to part 2 yet. I know I haven't. You might be cheating, Joe. You might be trying to get ahead.
No. I think like Bob teaching us, repetition is the mother of all learning. If you start with the episode part 1 and you just repeat it, watch it, and then repeat it, mate. There's an abundance of blessing and information that will transform your life in just one part of one episode.
Joey, it's so true, because you can listen to this once. You could just listen to the whole thing and you can be like blown away by the information that's in there. And you can start practicing it and trying it with people and different things, and just trying it with yourself first, right? And then the next day you could listen to it again. You're going to hear a whole bunch of stuff that you didn't even hear the day before. Why? Because you've grown. You've grown in a day. This stuff can really help make a difference for you. And of course, look, it can make a difference for those in your life. Because look, just imagine you became just better, just a little bit better. How would that impact, the people that you have relationships with, your friends, your family, your co-workers? How would that make a difference? Do you think it would make your life better? Probably. It's not going to make it any worse, is it? And we're not even selling anything. This is something that you can watch for free. It's free, for God's sake.
I love it. I know. And, growing, I always, I'm a big follower of Jim Rohn too. He's one of my veteran mentors. And Jim Rohn talk about planting the seed, and planting the seed is it's from my faith, from a lot of story in the Bible talking about planting the seed, because the seed it's something that you will go into the soil, through the darkness, and it will go through the transformation of that little seed that planted into the soil, through the darkness, through the different season, hot, cold, but at the same time, it's reaching, it's stretching, it's seeking, it's taking risk, because he want to become a tree one day. He want to become the best potential possibility that he want to become. And it's just like us. We as a human being, when we have the awareness that we are spiritual being living in a physical body. That's why, Mike, I'm so excited every time we talk about this resource, because this information, it remind me, I'm a spiritual being, and spiritual, it's always looking for expressing and expanding. And there's the part of us that is different from other human beings that living in this world, and living things that live in this world. And you and I have the hungry that we want to live more, do more, be more, give more, share more. And it's just unbelievable, the powerful of this information, because we want to grow every day. We don't want to grow only today, but we want to grow every single day.
Yeah. And to be honest, when you were talking there, Joe, about that seed and about Jim Rohn and planting that seed, it makes me think back to what we were talking about earlier, with a goal, and you're having your goal card, because, that goal that you have, that is literally just a seed. It's just an idea, and you plant that in your mind, into your subconscious mind. And then every time you're reading that card, and you're maybe reading it multiple times a day, what you're really doing is you're watering that seed. You're feeding that seed. You're giving it life. Do you know what I mean? Your imagination is creating, the fruits on that tree, and that will come to a reality. You cannot think those thoughts constantly over and over again. And every motion and emotion should be moving you in a path towards that. And just like Joey says, you have to plant strong roots. That seed, you need to plant it, you need to water it, you need to give it sunshine, you need to give it love, you need to tender for it. Maybe you need to trim it every now and again. Maybe you need to, dig it up, throw it out, put a new seed in. I don't know what it is, right? But you've got to do something. In fact, you don't need to do anything. Doing nothing is still doing something. It's your life. You can do with it what you want. My job's not to tell you what to do. My job is to literally just show you what we've got and tell you where you can find out more. And what we're showing you right now is the You Were Born Rich, remastered seminar. Absolutely free. Link is in the description. Look, go to it, watch it, join us here every Sunday around this time, where we can discuss it, we can learn more about how we can be better. This is all this is about, right? I'm just going to play a couple of videos here, and then we will jump back in. Joe?
Yes. Thank you.
Join me.
Únete a nosotros.
It's time to reach your goals.
It's time to see results.
It's time to end the excuses.
Es momento de aumentar tu energía.
You can do it. Goodbye.
Hasta pronto.
Cheerio.
Okay, welcome back, Joe. And look, you can join Joey and I by going to the MSI.lifestylers.academy website. So MSI.lifestylers.academy. Let me just show you where that is, just so that you can get your spelling of it. Okay, so this is the website, MSILifestylers.academy, not .com, .academy. And there you can find out more about what Joey and I are doing. The first video is there's a video of Bob, right? You've got Linda and you've got Bob. Linda is Bob's wife. And of course, Linda introduces Bob's Opportunity Alive video. If you've not seen it, you need to go and watch it. I shared it with somebody the other day. I said, what did you like about the video? She said, oh, I like Bob. Yeah, I know. We all love Bob. He's amazing, right? And of course, then you can download the Little Black Book. Now, if you're wondering what the Little Black Book is, you need to download it, right? The instructions are there where, all you need to do is give your best email, your name, and of course, let them know where you found it. And of course, you found it with Joey and Mick, right? That's all you need to tell them. And then, of course, there's another video at the bottom where you can just learn more about the team, the people that Joey and I work with and that we're part of. And of course, watch that video right to the very end, because right at the very end, there's an option to join the Facebook group. And of course, if you click that link, it's going to take you straight to the Facebook group where you can, join that group, and it's a great place to be. It's a great community. And the community is really all about, helping ordinary people like you and me do extraordinary things. So I'm excited about that, Joe. Now, I just want to add this back. I think you and I could watch a bit more of this for sure, right? You know, but we can't because we don't have any more time. So where are we here? Right. So this is 1:56. No, that's 8. We're only 8 minutes and 14 seconds in. To be honest, we're actually a little bit further in. Now this bit here, I don't know if you've seen it, but we'll come back to here.
The strategy that you are currently using to trade.
Okay, we're not trading anything. Right, okay. So what we'll do is we'll have to come back to it, right, Joe? Because I think this is going to be a fun thing for sure, you know, to go through this remastered seminar. I know we're only a little bit in. We're both working on it. Let's stick with watching, you know, part 1. And if you're joining for the first time and you're watching on the replay, link in the description to download, or not to download, but just to go to the Freedom, Health and Lifestyle YouTube channel. Link is in the description so that you can watch and join in. Join us here, same time next week. You know, and we want to hear what your comments are. Share it with friends and family, because look, this can really make a difference. You can't just watch it, you've got to apply it. You know, it's applied knowledge. You know, they always say that, what is it that they say when they talk about, you know, knowledge is power? You know, that's true, knowledge is power, but the application of knowledge is power. You know, you have to put it to the test. You have to work it. And look, maybe some of this stuff isn't going to be for you. Take the bits that work and use them. You know, the other bits, you're maybe just not ready for them right now. Okay, so we're going to finish off with our favorite video. I hope it's yours, Joe. It's mine. Do you know what I mean? I love listening to the video.
Me too.
Right, but before we go, I you know, you always close. I always love to hear what you've got to say. You set me up perfectly for the week. You know, and I'm always excited. So, right, go on.
Thank you very, very much, Mike. And you know, always a pleasure to have a conversation with you, just to see you living the dream and of, you know, helping people's, and, you know, it's your energy. It's, you know, it's all the way from Ireland to Australia. And we're grateful, both grateful that we have the opportunity while we still breathe, and, you know, to make an impact in this world. And if you're watching this, you know, thank you very much. We're so proud of you, even though you just tune in for a few seconds, because one day you will remember that maybe we say something or share something in our episode that will transform your life. And this resource, this information will definitely, because Mike and myself know that, because we applied it to our life. And, you know, it's helping us moving forward in life toward our goals. And, you know, there's a phrase that I learned from listening to this part 1 episode. There's a season to sow, there's a season to reap, but you can't do them both at one season. So, you know, what we're doing, we are sowing in, you know, planting the seed, you know, because we know there will be a season to reap. And me and myself, Mike, he always said, we are going places. And I truly believe that, you know, and this is the season that we know. It's we go out of our comfort zone to stretching, reaching, and, you know, growing toward something big in life. And we want you to be part of that journey. We want you to enjoy the freedom of time, money, you know, whatever you want in life, abundance and prosperity, because we were born rich. And I have to close it with our program tonight. You were born rich. Thank you very much, Mike.
Brilliant, Joey. Well said. Well said. Listen, I will see you guys on the other side. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Joe. Brilliant.
Pleasure.
See you in a bit.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, my God, I'm going to change something. Now we say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This